And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ERTs. Tonight's guest is KP or KPR. He is the creator of the comic book Stilk and Metal Tim. I know this for a fact, but I don't know why I always hesitate because I think I'm going to get it backwards. How you doing today, KP?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's been a while since we talked, and I wanna say I'm pleased to be here again. And yeah, we have some more things to talk about this time.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So this is going to be your second run, right? Or your second issue, right?
Yeah,
So for those of us, for okay, let's just pretend like we've never talked. And so for those of us that don't know the story, do you mind going back over the story of Stilk and Metal Tim?
of course, no problem. Basically, Stilk and Metal Team, in very simple terms, is about the adventures of a duo, a humanoid named Stilk and his cyborg partner, Team Vince, aka Metal Team, against a horde of monstrosities known as nightmares. The story takes place in the fictional city of New Glory towards the end of the 21st century. And this series is actually part of at least seven more titles that will follow, and it's all about an interconnected universe, basically. So readers will come to see in this series things like, the characters' background, how they connect to each other, the nature of the threat they deal with, and of course, a series of other characters will appear as allies or villains, and there will be twists and surprises. And aside from all this, we will see how this series connects to this expanded universe I have in development. So I promise, I promise action. I promise, the respective amount of drama, and lots of opportunities for readers to connect with the characters, which is important to me in a story.
All right. So you are with a publishing company called Rising Sun Comics, right?
Exactly.
So can you tell us a little bit about that publishing house?
Of course, Rising Sun Comics is the publishing house that through which my book comes out, and it started. It exists basically first through a blog that is still around called Blood for the Baron, and it's about their fun Hasbro properties, books about the Joe, Action Man, and other Hasbro properties that they don't make money from. It's like made from fans by fans titles, and then at some point around 2011, it started. No, actually, we became a publishing house for those titles in 2008, and around 2011, 2012, they started publishing creator-owned properties, including first, their in-house titles. And since then, they have started appearing as another very interesting indie publisher out there. They have actually lots of good products and titles for covering all kinds of genres and pretty much all the age, the whole age spectrum. They accept submissions, and actually, I started working with them since April of 2018, and they have a Kickstarter actually currently about one of their in-house the highest selling titles called Armadillo Justice. So anybody who is a fan of anthropomorphic superhero genre like Ninja Turtles, or if or of old 90s cartoons like the um, the mice, the biker mice from Mars, if I remember well, the street sharks and all that. They will certainly have a good time with Armadillo Justice. and they want with this Kickstarter to be able to print the first volume of this series. They have already published around 13 issues. It's a really good book, a good title, so they can find it on Kickstarter, and especially for the young readers, it's a really good book to check out. Um, and Yeah, I think that's a few things I could say about the publisher right now.
All right, so if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna go look at your first issue and hopefully your second issue.
Yeah,
Give somebody, some people something to look at. Let me change some things over here real quick. Let me get myself situated,
sure.
and we're gonna share. Yeah, screen too. Sure. All right, and present to everyone. Awesome. So while that's happening, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do here because I still need to look at the chat. So let me minimize that, get this over here together. And all right, so let me move this over here. And now I'm kind of somewhat situated. Pop out chat so I can see what's going on. All right, awesome.
Mm.
So what we have here is the first issue of Stilk and Metal Tim, right?
Yeah.
This is KP's first endeavor. And what I want to do is they have a preview, so we're gonna go ahead and click on the preview real quick, see what that does for us. And KP, if you can see it, please tell us about these panels.
Yeah. This is basically the first page of the first issue. Here we are introduced to the cityscape, basically, of New Glory. We see one of the two main protagonists, specifically Tim, having this view and thinking about his, the point that his life has reached, after a year of getting to know his partner still, they're dealing with this surreal and very horrific threat of the nightmares uh, of these creatures, and he still hasn't figured out, all the answers about, about what they deal with. So it's basically um, we see the it's basically like that, and as the book moves on, we see more about how these characters came to to meet each other, and yet we still the reader won't have all the answers. He will have to continue reading the next chapters of this series to have a more complete image of the situation. And this thing on the center there is a symbol of new glory, with this sighting with the wings of the pyramid on the top, right there.
Nice. So we get one page only, from what I can tell, and because I don't think
Yeah.
I can scroll side to side. So we have it here on. Sees that these are all the places you can get the digital, because you can also buy it digitally if you want an instant. So tell us about the digital options, how much they cost, and where they can get it at.
Well, right now the first book is available on on Amazon Kindle and Drive-through Comics as PDF. They work it out to have it on Indie Planet as well. And the same goes for the next books too. So these two platforms for now are available if you want to have a digital copy of it. And the price is, of course, when it comes to digital, is always cheaper, around maybe I don't remember exactly, maybe $3, the most, if not less. No, I think in digital it's $2, a few cents. Yeah, and you always have the option, of course, to purchase it directly from the publisher as a physical copy. And currently, actually, is available in three US stores. Specifically, one is called 5280 Comics in Colorado. The other is called All About Books and Comics in Arizona, and the third one is New World Comics in Oklahoma. And I learned recently that it's gonna be on a store in New Zealand. called Comics Tribe. Um, and pretty much the same will be for the next books too. And any news, of course, or updates I give through my social media accounts in order for people who are interested to know, what's going on.
Yeah. And for those of you that want, I'll post the social media into the chat in a second. But all the social media, all the links to everything that I'm posting on the chat are in the description of this video. You can reach KP in all of his social accounts. Um, so let's go look real quick at the second issue because the second issue is out. It's also available on Amazon Kindle and Drive Through Comics on digital. And you can also buy a print from the stores. We get a preview. Let's see if we get what we get here on this page. So, talk to me about this page, KP.
Yeah. This is actually, and if you would like me later, I could share some more pages as well, if it's okay.
It's always fine for the artist to share. I mean, we want the people to see what you're talking about and all that good stuff. So let me stop my screen sharing, right? And
Ah,
whenever you're
yeah.
ready, you
Okay.
whenever you're ready to share, just let me know.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's try this now then.
And while he's doing that, I just want everybody to know that this is KP's third time appearing. He's a very good guest. Um, we get along pretty well. I wish him the best. Bloodthirsty Gaming is in the house.
Thank you.
So, oh, you ready? All right. So
Yeah.
let me lock it in on you, and there you go. So, KP,
So,
take it away.
all right. You can see my screen just fine.
Hmm.
Um, this is a close-up to the cover of the second issue. Here we see our character, looking at someone. Maybe as we figure out from the shadows here, like three figures, and he looks terrified or surprised. On the ground, we see on the left something that looks like the tail of his partner Tim, and on the right. Those who have read the first book, they will figure out to whom this belongs to. So basically, in this second book, we will see him maybe encountering maybe some more prominent figures of his opponents, of his enemies, in a very very dark place. This is just a small taste. Uh, then here is the inked version of the cover that I shared last week also on my social media, so you can see the difference. Uh, how it started, how it ended up look like in color. Um, and Let's see now regarding pages. This is the ink version of the first page of the second issue. This is basically starts where it was left in the first book, and basically our protagonist face this giant like monstrous thing that is not just a random monster, it's like of a psychological mess for our characters because if you read it you will understand. It's I don't want to spoil much, but this is how it looks in color.
Slow down a little bit because there's a little bit of a lag.
Oh, all right, okay.
There it goes. All right, that's the color. All right, sorry, KP, go ahead. I just wanted to make sure you slow down a little bit because there's a little bit of a lag, and then the people can't see,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, of course. uh so actually the first 7 pages of the second book I did back in 2015. And the rest of them are more recent. I did them basically last year, and right now I'm completing the fourth book actually. Uh, if I didn't mention this earlier in this interview, this series is a 12 issue um title. So it's a 12 issue series. So I'm doing the fourth one. So the second book here, the first 7 pages. uh, were done back in 2015, and the rest of it more recently. Uh, Oops, okay. And let's see a little of the next pages here. This is my favorite one personally. I like always these close-ups, especially when one of the protagonists is full of rage, ready to manifest like a portion of his true power. So I tried here to show the intensity.
That's
Uh,
very dynamic. So, do you think you can talk about some of the powers, or would that be a little too
sure,
much? Like continue to do what you're doing. I'm pretty sure people are gonna want to know about your hero or protagonist. What he can and cannot do as much as you can.
sure. Sure. Stilk, basically, you see, he has this symbol on his forehead that when it goes really, really shiny, it means that he's gonna manifest some kind of power. Like usually, many of the masters that approach him can just be killed from a distance without him touching them, or he can have his eyes glowing red as well, and maybe have some kind of glowing red energy coming out maybe from some part of his body, from his hands, from his eyes, even from his mouth, probably from wherever. It's like it's not something stable. He's figuring it out along with his partner Tim, who also goes through a similar journey with the all the gadgets that are hidden within his cybernetic implants. So they both try to figure out the potential of their abilities, and as well as like why they came to be together, and what exactly the exact nature of this threat, of these nightmare creatures. Stilk also has strength, a superhuman strength that we don't know if it has any specific limit yet, and he doesn't need to sustain himself in any way, and he's not able to, he doesn't need to sleep, and he's not able to dream. So he will be called to live all these human experiences, and he shares a very strong empathic link with his creator, whose death is the main reason why he's he deals with these monstrosities. These are just a few things I can say right now without making it more complicated, because the story maybe has a simple concept initially, but it gets more rich in plot as it moves on. So I'm sorry, it's like the laptop doesn't help me much with the thing, but yeah. So this is one of the next few pages of the few selected ones that I haven't shared yet. So it's the first time I'm doing this here. So this is again the inked version. So here we have still manifesting some of his powers in order to deal with this thing here. Uh, yeah, it can be pretty intense. Uh, and this is, these are just pages from the second book. Um, so here, I think whoever sees this, he can tell that the protagonist is in a difficult position, maybe imprisoned somewhere, maybe this is a dream, maybe it is not. People will figure it out easily when they read the book. So, um, yeah. I think that's some of the few pages
Okay.
I could share here without spoiling uh,
Without
much.
spoiling anything. All righty. So, while we're at it again, let me
And of
move some
course,
things over. Hold on.
yeah, and of course, if people want to see more art and info on the title, they can
Oh,
go
I'm
on my
sorry.
Facebook page. They can go on my Facebook page, the art page that I have here. on the left. I saw the name here. Add Costas 7J7, Konstantinos Petrocheilos artwork. On my album, I have different albums there. They can go to the one that is about my comic, and they can see more things there, more art, more info, so they will be fully updated, you know.
Hmm. And just another quick reminder for those that are still watching and listening, all his links for all his social media are in the description. So just go down to the description and you'll be able to see all of it. Because he's got a link for everywhere. but he, but he's got his email, he's got his Twitter and Facebook, and he also has a YouTube channel where he does artwork, quick little artwork, sketches and whatnot for the public.
Sure,
And
yeah,
so we're gonna go real quick. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen,
yeah.
and what we're gonna do is move some things around again. um, move some things around again real quick. And I'm working off of one monitor because I'm packing a lot of stuff up. So I'm in the process of about to move out.
Ah, okay.
So just a lot of things going on for me right now.
Hmm.
Let me find what I'm looking for real quick.
So remind me, if you start sharing your screen, mine stops automatically, or I have to press
Uh,
like to stop
no, it'll
sharing?
stop automatically.
Okay, great.
Once I do full share, it'll stop on your side. Matter of
Okay.
fact, I should be about to start. Screen two, share. All right. So we went through Rising Sun. So this is where, for those of you that just came in, this is the links where you can get. He's got issue one. He's got issue two. You can get them digital through Amazon Kindle and Drive Through Comics on the second issue. The first issue you can get it through Indie Planet, Drive Through Comics, and Amazon Kindle. The publishing house is, of course, Rising Sun Comics. They have more titles, but we're going to talk about KP right now because that's who we're talking about. If you see, he is featured on the page, and so this is independent comic publishing house. They talked to the editor a few days back, Mr. Hawk Sanders. They do good things. They even have a nonprofit portion where they just publish comics at no profit, you know, at no profit. And KP was talking earlier about the Kickstarter. So this is the
Yeah.
Kickstarter site. Their book is called Armadillo or Armadillo Justice. Is the volume one is a trade paperback. It actually has five story arcs. The first five or six issues into one trade paperback, and they have a modest goal of 1,500. So if y'all are interested, back them and feel like backing them, that would be awesome. They seem like nice enough people. And if you go down here, they have a sneak peek of issue one where you can click and look at the artwork. The artwork is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. And of course, I don't want to take any more shine away from KP. So KP, anything else that you want to talk about? Or does the chat or audience have any questions for Mr. KP? So KP, without further ado, anything else you want to say on behalf of your book?
Yeah, it's not like for a younger audience. It's basically like I think I would say 15 plus for sure. When it comes to age, and I do everything on it. I do all the creative process is done by me, including the writing, and I have learned a few more things now with the publisher, how to, set my pages on the on the, correct dimensions and resolution before I send them over. to the printer, things like that that I had no idea about before. And as time moves on, I still improving and learning more things and make me feel like like I kind of that I kind of have taken more steps within the industry with this industry because it's a really um, difficult but admirable task to try to do this all independently through campaigns and such. But I still wanted to be published from a house, from an American publisher, and I had a few opportunities, but Rising Sun was the fastest to respond, and I found out that not only they have good books, they have a really good group of people that whoever works with them, they can lead them right in the right direction.
Nice. So yeah, so you said you went through different publishers and Rising Suns picked you up. So for anybody that's out there aspiring to, I don't know, follow in your footsteps or trying to find a publisher, or do you have any tips, suggestions, strategies, or any advice for an independent creator trying to find a publishing house?
Sure, and I'm intending at some point to make a video about it on my YouTube channel. KP Art is the name of the channel, because I feel this is a video that I would like to see, and so what I basically did was using my social media and the search engine of Google, of course, to track down as many publishing houses, American ones or other ones from other countries, but still English-speaking ones, for me at least, that would accept the submissions of creator-owned projects. So when you do that and find a publisher, usually I would go to see if they have a website. I would try to track down all their social media accounts and see if they have any page where they describe their submission guidelines or if they accept any submissions at all. If they have none of that, it doesn't mean that they don't accept. In some cases, so you will still have to ask and send a message and approach them through all their social media accounts in order to make sure that somehow they are gonna see your message. And there are very few examples out there that though they appear to do things, they are actually inactive. So it's a long process. It needs patience. It needs inner strength to not quit. And certainly, if your skills and your product have something promising to show, certainly some of them will see that, and one of them for sure will hire you, and your journey will begin officially, in the comic book industry. I'm of course I'm just a beginner. I'm just basically have started, and I'm looking forward to more good and useful experiences. Uh, so basically, that's what how it was for me, and you know. I will certainly make a video and post the list of the publishers that I went through. Maybe this way I will help others who want to do the same thing.
Nice. So, did you have to have some work already produced for them to look at, storyline? What did you submit to them?
Oh, well, uh, let's see. I submitted basically a summary of what would take place in the whole series. This was basically a text of five, six paragraphs. And when you submit to a publisher, you don't hold back in order to not spoil. The publisher has to know everything. There's no need to keep any secrets from them. Just go ahead and spoil everything, literally. If you have also a character Bible, like the character designs of your protagonist, whoever else appears there in your story, yeah, send it as well. And whatever, if you have produced at least one book, so there are some publishers that require you to have finished three books or even five books. For example, in this case, I should have completed three books first before I start getting published. All right. So yeah, if you submit these things, then that's a really sufficient submission. But still, have a look out for submission guidelines. If there is none, just ask the publisher or whatever appears to be like a publisher, because in some cases it may be just a personal studio label of a creator. Initially, you can tell the difference immediately. So it needs research, patience, and you will get there.
Yeah, that's amazing. So Rising Sun, I they also have a contact link on their site. Let me see if I can get this to work for me. I'm gonna paste it into the thing, into the chat. Rising Sun comics contact page. Control V. Rising Sun also has a way for you to contact them and send them a message. If you are an aspiring artist, if you have a story or a book or a team, and you're looking for a way to get published, this is not a bad way to go. Seems to have worked for KP. It may or may not be for you, but at least they'll give you a fair assessment and let you know where you stand. And that's always good to receive some good critique on assessment, so you know which direction you have to take with your work. So that's always a good thing. And it's just an option, folks. You always got to have options, weigh your options, and look at everything that's going on. Uh,
Certainly, and I would like to add something here,
sure.
that not all publishers out there are contract creators. This one does. And of course, it's not the only one. So if you would like to make things, more official and safe, and you would like a contract to be as part of the deal, make sure that you have this clarified as well in your conversations with any potential publisher you want to work with. So yeah,
And also another thing with publishers like Alterna and Rising, excuse me, and Rising Sun, is your IP is your IP. They don't take your IP from you.
exactly,
It's always gonna be your IP, or for those of you that don't know the terminology, your intellectual property, meaning that KP can take his book and his characters wherever he goes, and not be caught up in legal battles, because it's his it's his intellectual property just being published by Rising Sun Comics. So you also got to be careful with that you don't sell your IP to the publisher and then wind up not having ownership of your own work. You know,
exactly. And that's one of the first things that I had in mind, that I want to keep the rights to my own creations. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Those are all very important things. Very important things. So KP, you said this is going to be a 14 issue story arc.
no, a 12 issue story arc, and we think maybe when he reads the fourth book, we maybe launch a Kickstarter to make a trade paperback of the first four books if everything goes well. And who knows, maybe I will do some spin-offs as well. We will see. But certainly the story will be completed in 12 chapters here. So
That would be pretty awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, so I do wish you the best of luck, KP. You're a uh, very good individual. I mean,
thank you.
every conversation we ever had has always been cordial. Oh, I'm sorry, I got visit. I mean, my son came to visit. But it's always been very cordial. We've always had good conversations. Um, and I usually try to give you an hour, but it seems like we wrapped up everything pretty neatly. Um, well, now that my son is really loud, I don't
Mhm.
know if y'all can hear him. Um,
I can
but
hear something.
Yeah. So I think we got everything wrapped up pretty neatly. And unless you have anything else that you want to say, we can go ahead and start calling this a stream.
Actually, yeah, I think I will have said pretty much everything. I just want to show one more image here to share screen.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and put lock it on you. You go ahead and share. I'll mute myself for a quick second while you do that, so I can talk to my prodigy, and I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. So this is what I wanted to show. I hope it. I hope we share it right now. Yeah, I think we do. Uh, anyway, this is one of the images that I have posted in my social media accounts. It shows you where the first book is available, the digital platforms, and you know the link to the website, to the publisher's website, where you can order it directly from them, and also find it in these three US stores that I mentioned earlier. So that's the logos of the stores, their social media as well. If you are interested to look, you know, out for them. Uh, so um, you know, we take me and the publisher take the same steps in order for the books to for you know for the next books as well to go in the same direction so people can know where to find them. And the book is published from actually the imprint that is called Rising Sun Publishing. It's like the US adult line of the company. And up here, if you can see me moving this little hand here, yeah, this is the US, um, basically the general, the you know the logo of the company, you know, the general logo of the company. Uh, I hope I gave you uh, a good I don't know, I like that I shared a sufficient amount of information. Uh, and and really, you know, I'm building a whole world here that I'm looking forward to share with any potential readers. It has a action, horror, it's quiet moments that it's really intense ones. And as I said earlier, it's really important for me to build bridges that will connect the readers with the characters. You know, not just having an action story with you know a very typical recipe and have it you know and it like that. No, I like giving depth to my stories uh, and you know give a memorable material to the reader. I think that's all.
All right. I'm sorry about that. Talk to my son for a little bit. I got him over here. He's chilling until we finish this stream.
Sure.
Uh, yeah. So I kind of missed everything as I just put my headphones back on, but I'm not gonna make you rehash. I appreciate everybody that's come on. If anybody has any questions for KP, I mean, feel free to ask. I'll give it a couple of minutes because I know there's a little delay. I want to thank everybody that's dropped by. Super Mod, Marcus Givens, always being there for me. Appreciate you, brother. JP4 and Wyatt the Gamer and some being from PA, some of the regulars. Bloodthirsty, his first stream checking out with me. I appreciate it. I hope everything is going well for you, brother. We're gonna keep you in prayers. And we had Ken and Rave join us today, as well as host Surf Fishing, Film Alive USA, Arthur Bear, which was on my stream yesterday. Good
Ah,
guy.
yeah, yeah.
And let's see who else. And that's about all I can see. But all those that showed up and gave a like and took the time out to listen to KP and myself talk about his new book. I hope that you find some interest. Hey, if you like it, like I said, digital download is a couple of bucks. You can always, download that, see if you like it. And if you do, maybe get the physical copy, or if not, just go for the physical copies. Whatever makes you guys happy. I'm just here to allow
Mhm.
some of these independent creators to have a voice and a channel. So I'm sure that KP is super excited that y'all sat down and listened. I appreciate all 13 likes and even the one dislike, because you gotta have haters. If you don't have haters, you're not doing something right in life. It's what I say. But again, I thank y'all for sticking in. And KP, I always say this just to make sure you didn't forget anything.
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I said everything that needed to be said. Thank you again for having me on. A huge thank you to the people that were here with us.
Mhm. All right, folks. So at the description of this video, you're gonna see all of KP's information. If you're interested in anything he was talking about, if you want to contact him, if you want to check him out on his social medias, feel free to do so. The links to his books, one and two, are also in the description, so you can check that out at your leisure. And please feel free to do so. All my stuff is on the description as well as on my YouTube banner. You can reach me on Twitter and the Gram and Facebook. So we're all available. If anybody out there is an independent creator, artist, or whatever, and wants to come on the channel, feel just contact me, man, and we'll set it up. I'm trying to get Marcus Givens to come on one of these days. I know he's still setting up his whole situation. Marcus Givens, the super mod, and
Hmm.
Chronos Kyrion as well. Chronos does is gonna work on a video game. So one of these days we will get him in here. Marcus Given does visual FX. He does some pretty good stuff. Check out his videos as well. We got some talent in the independent community, and it'd be nice to give him a little spotlight, give him an hour of fame or a little bit of shine, and get them out there so the public can see them. We definitely, as independent creators, need to uh, network, talk to each other, and grow together. Sometimes we all start from the bottom and work our way up as a unit. So you never know who you're gonna meet on these channels. So check them out, see what they're about. Give them a like. Yep, exactly, Krianos, and maybe get some of y'all to work together. I would love definitely when Kronos is ready, man, and got everything rolling, maybe we can get him with some artists for his game because he's pretty talented, man. I've seen some of his little shorts. Check out his videos. Marcus Givens doing videos, video effects, pretty talented. Check him out. I mean, we could make we can make some good things in this community, and I'm talking about some really good things. Not not something that's not all that I'm talking about a very well finished, polished product that can rival anything the big companies have. That's the kind of talent that we have running around in this chat, in this community. We have people that can do big things. They just need a break. They need to, or maybe they just need to work with other people, and and that's might be that all they need. And then as a community, you can rise together, because not everybody was born a millionaire, and not everybody was born a star, and not everybody was born the best at their field. They just needed a break, along with the hard work.
True.
But anyway, that was my speech. I'm sorry, man. I get preachy at the end of my streams. It's just an EOT's flaw.
Yeah, no problem. It's something need to be said. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
it's
do.
it's it's one of my flaws because I think that people should never, people shouldn't be selling themselves short or underestimating them, because if the talent is there, all we need is, like I said, someone to help bring them out or bring people together to collaborate. And that's another thing I'm trying to do, trying to bring people like Kronos and Marcus Gibbons and everybody else together in working into some things, because you never know. Marcus can make you an awesome video for one of your books, and that video may draw the attention of I don't know how many people, because sometimes it's all about presentation some days.
Yeah,
You could have a so-so product but have amazing presentation and it just takes off. You can have an amazing product and shoddy presentation and it just it takes a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But but quality eventually wins out. But what I'm saying is, if you can get that nice presentation going, and it's amazing what the things that can happen. You know, I'm all about positivity. And I try to be good with the people that come on my show, and try to be positive, and give them a platform to speak, like I did with KP. And KP, like I said, this is his third time coming on, so I must be treating him right. And you're always welcome to come on whenever, man. Just
Thank
let me know you know how to reach me. And everybody else, if you don't know how to reach me, go to my homepage, my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram are all on there, you know. And y'all can contact me anytime when y'all ready to come on. And I know Kronos is he's chomping at the bit to get his product halfway decent. He's going through some things. He's getting better equipment so he can do better things. So we're waiting. That's one of the guys that I'm really waiting on to see what he can crank out. He's
Yeah.
he looks pretty talented. And Marcus too, man. I really want Marcus to eventually meet up with some of the artists on this side, and show so he can show him what he can so Marcus can show them what he can do, and maybe they can collaborate on some stuff, because a lot of artists looking for people to do videos for them, and they wind up trying to do it themselves, and they're like, it just takes too much time for me to do the video when I need to be concentrating on my artwork, on my comic book, on this, or that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just ideas, that float around my head and whatnot. But KP, man, you've been an awesome guest. I wish
And
you the best of luck on Stilk and Metal Tim. You know,
thank
and I hope you continue. That all your story arc is amazing, and that your art continues to go in the positive progress that it's been going, because you have improved a lot from the first artwork I seen on our first video to now. You have made leaps and bounds, so
I'm
it's
trying my
pretty good.
best. Thank you.
No, it shows. It shows that you have progressed, and that's what it's all about.
Sure. Exactly. And you are a very good host, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Yeah,
Uh,
honestly.
I really appreciate that, man. I'm like, oh, anyway. Nah, but anyway, KP, go ahead and say your adios for now, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna sign off.
Yeah. Well, I just wanna thank people like you that give the opportunity to create new creators like me to to talk about their work, to show to any potential audience that they exist, that they have a voice, that they have whole worlds in their minds to share in form of beautiful stories, and actually entertaining ones, full of passion and skills, and people, especially new creators who haven't reached to any publisher yet, they can see my journey, from exactly its beginning point to whatever, wherever it takes me to the next few years from now. And in the meantime, nothing can happen without people, getting to know your work and if they wish to support it. So, me and many others, even established pros, we owe a lot to people out there, to our audience, and I want to thank again the people that were here with us, and thank you for listening. Thank you.
And thank you, KP, for joining us. And I appreciate everybody else that joined us. I see this chat is going in on on the fact that the industry is not giving them what they want, and they want to step up and show them how it's done. That's amazing. As for me, I appreciate all the lovely compliments on the chat from Marcus and Konos and Lorenzo Sleestack. Hello, you missed it. We're at the end, but you can always watch the replay. But don't forget to hit the like before you leave. I greatly would appreciate that. Anyway, my name is Ortiz, as y'all know. And this is my channel, and we talk about a little bit of everything. We talk about independent comics. We talk about art. We do some gaming. We just talk about talk sometimes, just to have some content out there. I greatly Appreciate everybody that dropped by. Everybody gave some love to KP. He's a really good guy. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, a blessed evening. And I will catch you all next time.